Yo, what's good, fam? It's your boy Bandit back on Trash Talk, where we cut through the BS and get straight to the facts. Today we're diving into what could easily be the biggest L in Canadian business history. Mike Harris selling off Ontario's Golden Goose, aka the 407 Highway, like some dude desperate for rent money. Buckle up, because we're talking tolls, bad deals, and enough political spin to make you dizzy. So, let's set the scene. It's the late 90s, and Ontario's government is sitting on this prime real estate, Highway 407, a slick new toll road built to relieve the madness of the 401. And trust me, if you've ever driven on the 401, you know it's like being trapped in purgatory with your worst enemy. Slow, congested, and downright infuriating. Anyway, the 407 was supposed to be the answer to all that. Except, plot twist, they sold it. For peanuts. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Bandit, selling it probably helped pay down some debt, right? Yeah, sure, for about 5 minutes. They basically traded a long-term asset that prints money for a short-term political win. You know, like selling your PlayStation to pay off a parking ticket, only to realize you've got nothing to do for fun afterward. Let's break it down. They sold this thing for $3.1 billion. Sounds like a lot, right? Wrong. Fast forward to today, and the 407 made over $1 billion in operating profit in 2022 alone. This road is straight up Scrooge McDuck diving into his vault, kind of profitable. And the kicker? The private owners don't have to care about you, me, or anyone else. They just care about one thing, maximizing their shareholder profits. Think about it. They charge over $60 for a one-way trip across Toronto. $60, that's more than some people spend on groceries in a week. And you know who's driving on it? Not your everyday person. Nah, it's CEOs, execs, or people whose companies foot the bill. Meanwhile, the rest of us are sitting in gridlock, gnashing our teeth on the 401 like we're in some sort of apocalyptic traffic jam. What does this say about the people running the show back then? Here's the tea, fam. When politicians make decisions for short-term political gains, like balancing a budget to look good in an election year, they're not thinking long-term. This whole situation speaks volumes about the tendency of leadership to focus on optics over strategy. Harris and his crew got their little win, and Ontarians have been paying for it ever since. But hey, we got a $200 rebate at the time, so yay? This is what happens when people in power prioritize looking good over doing good. And let's be real, we see this kind of behavior everywhere. From CEOs making sketchy layoffs to boost quarterly earnings, to politicians passing feel-good laws that crumble a few years later. Yo, and you want to talk numbers? How about the fact that the 407's current value is estimated at $30 billion? That's right, $30 billion. So, selling it for $3.1 billion? They might as well have thrown it on Facebook Marketplace for the friends and family discount. And the best part? The owners have free rein to hike tolls however they see fit, as long as enough cars drive on it. You'd think they'd at least try to make it affordable for more people to use. Nope. They keep the prices sky high to maximize profits because they don't care about reducing traffic. They care about their bottom line. It's not about serving the public. It's about making sure those overseas investors keep swimming in their pools of cash. But here's the real salt in the wound. This deal wasn't just bad for drivers. It set a precedent. By selling public infrastructure to private companies, we basically gave away control of something that was supposed to benefit everyone. And now, the owners have the power to mess with your life. Don't believe me? Check this out. If you don't pay your 407 tolls, they can deny your license plate renewal. That's right, you miss a couple of payments, and suddenly you're walking to work. In what world is that fair? People depend on their cars to get to work, pick up their kids, live their lives. But now we've got a private company deciding whether or not you can drive. Just imagine if the 407 had stayed in public hands. We could have reinvested those profits into public services. Or, I don't know, maybe fixed the rest of the godforsaken roads in this city. Instead, we sold the family farm to cover one election cycle. It's like mortgaging your future for a little extra cash today. Not smart, Mike. Not smart. All right, let's get real for a second. I gotta ask you, my trash-talking audience. How do you feel about public infrastructure being sold off to private companies? Should essential services like highways even be up for sale? What do you think about tolls? Do you think it's right for people to pay more just to avoid traffic when it's really the government's job to make sure we've got roads that work for everyone? And finally, if you were in charge, what would you do to fix this mess? Because let me tell you, it's going to be a long 99 years unless somebody steps up. Listen, folks, if there's one thing we should learn from the 407 debacle, it's this: short term thinking will always bite you in the tail. Politicians sold us out for a quick win, and now regular Ontarians are the ones paying the price. Literally. The rich get richer, the roads get emptier, except for the 401, of course, and we're stuck with rising tolls and no alternatives. But hey, that's just the world we live in, right? Well, maybe it doesn't have to be. The real question is, are we going to keep letting them get away with it? Or are we going to start holding these decision makers accountable? Band it out. Keep your eyes open, stay woke, and don't let the trash pile up without calling it out. Peace.